The other day, I tried to get a dog. I thought I was going to get a dog. Well, first of all, I was going to get a spider. We were going to try to get a tarantula and put a tarantula on the desk, even though the studio is really good. We were going to get this guy, the Goliath bird-eating spider. It is the largest spider in the world. It grows to the size of a dinner plate.
That's really what it looked like.
Yeah, it's very large. And I called Ben and I said, I think we should drive out to Rancho Cucamonga, where we found a spider dealer, a tarantula dealer, in an office building in Rancho Cucamonga. And I did a science fair project on spiders when I was a kid. I find them interesting. I like that everyone else is afraid of them. They creep me out too. They creep you out because they have the extra 2 legs. So they walk, you know how it is. Unlike an insect, which is just gross, a spider is terrifying because really the way it moves, nothing really moves like a spider. So that's what freaks people out. And I was thinking about getting a spider. This is the stage of quarantine where we're starting to really come apart. You probably notice it out there. In your own life, you start considering things that, were inconceivable just 10 months ago, especially in LA. Things are open and I see people out other places, but in LA, it's still really, it's shut down, but hopefully that's ending. I don't even tell me to go to Austin. I got to go to Austin. Maybe, I don't know, but we'll see. Joe Rogan, Elon Musk. First of all, I'd go if somebody there had any money. We sent Elon the Tesla rant that I did.
Yeah, I emailed it.
It's all in good fun. It's all in good fun. It's all in good fun.
What did he tweet? He said something about comedy. What did he say?
Legalize comedy.
Legalize comedy, yeah.
How about legalize buying me a house? Rogan gives Lex Friedman his watch. Lex Friedman could just make his own watch.
Yeah.
Why don't you give me something, Joe? You've given me a lot. It's true, but come on. Lex Friedman gets a watch from Rogan. How cool is that? Right on the show, Rogan turns around and
this is a watch right here.
Look at that. I was on Rogan's podcast yesterday and had on air one of the most special moments of my life. Joe took off his very favorite watch and gifted it to me. To have one of my heroes do that means more than I can put into words. I'm not worthy, but I'll work on. Give me $200 on air in front of everyone. Give me $200. I don't need your favorite watch. Give me $200. Let me use your Airbnb account. I'll pay. Just let me use your Airbnb account. We'll take care of it. So we drive to Rancho Cucamonga to the Spider Room, which let's give a shout out to the Spider Room.
The Spider Room
in Rancho Cucamonga. If you are looking for a spider, here it is. This guy is the guy.
Wednesday through Friday.
We didn't get a spider here, but this guy is the guy.
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with him. He was great, knowledgeable. All of the spiders look like they're well cared for. You walk in this office building, and then it's like a regular company.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of company it is. It looks like an office where I used to sell mortgages, just like a small office. And then in one of the rooms, there's just 200 venomous spiders, and this guy rents it out. Your company's doing well when you have to sublet one of your conference rooms, not even a conference room, a small office to 200 venomous animals. But respect. So we go there and I go in there, and exotic animal people are odd. They just are. I used to go see an anaconda get fed at DJ's Reptiles in Hicksville, Long Island. They're odd, the exotic animal people. As you would imagine, they're just different. Something is different about you if you are drawn to snakes and spiders. Usually things aren't going great. For the most part. If you really get into venomous animals, there's very rarely do you walk into a reptile shop and go, that guy's fucking gorgeous. Like, that doesn't happen. That's just not the people. It's never like a six-pack Malibu surfer, perfectly tan body, shaggy blonde hair, big-titted girlfriend, and they're like, do you want to go to the beach today and then fuck each other senseless? Or do you want to go buy a Madagascar hissing cockroaches and feed it to the spider? I'm just saying. And I'm not, I was going to buy a spider, so I'm not, hey. So we go in there. It just seems like most of the people in the trade they're like the less successful Joe Exotic. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like they're not, they don't own a zoo,
Right.
but whatever. But it seems like that's not an unfair thing to say, right? People that are in
fair.
there's something that you get drawn to spiders.
Yeah.
But God love them. And I mean, they've got scorpions in there and they've got brown widows. Brown widows are like cousins of black widows. They're insanely venomous.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. I said to the guy, I go like this, I go, you wouldn't have like Brazilian wandering spiders or something like that, which is like the most venomous spider in the world. And he goes, no. And I was like, whew. He goes, they all sold out. I'm like, you're selling Brazilian wandering spiders in Rancho Cucamonga? But God love the people that want to own the most venomous spider in the world. That's a fun crew. So I walked in there. I like to peek into these worlds, but I don't know that I don't want to be in it. I just want to peer into it, So me and Ben walked in. We almost got a Goliath. I have the photo on my phone of the spider we almost bought. If you go get my phone, yeah, we could put it up. I have the picture of the spider, and we almost bought this spider. And the guy tells us, he goes, listen, I got to be honest. He goes, before you take this thing home, I want to run through some housekeeping with you. I said, okay. He goes, it's going to flick microscopic hairs at you, which we know. This is the spider's defense mechanism. And he goes, they're going to get in your throat and your eyes. And he goes, they just got in my eyes and throat. And I said, for how long did that last? He goes, 9 days. I said, 9 days? 9 days. So it just flicks the microscopic hairs that get in your throat, your eyes. It could be a real problem. Yeah. He also said the fangs are like 3/4 of an inch. They will pierce bone. This is very odd when you're about to buy something for $175. Yeah. And the thing that got me was he goes, you feed him one Madagascar hissing cockroach a week. Even the hairs and the bone piercing were getting to me, but they weren't. It was when he said, you got to get cockroaches, the big hissing cockroaches. And the idea of just driving around in my car with hissing cockroaches in the back, you've just made one purchase and become another type of person. Right. Like you've just spent $175 and literally become a totally different human being than the one you were before. Where people start getting worried about you. Like friends of mine would be worried about me. I'd be like, oh yeah, that's the hissing cockroaches for the spider. They'd be like, hey man, are you all right? I thought things were kind of good. I'm like, no, things are great. I'm just into spiders that can kill me now. That's what I like. I like having a tank full of spiders that could kill me. The Goliath cannot kill you. Its venom is, potent to a degree, but it's not like a Brazilian wandering spider or a black widow, right. Brown widow. We're trying to figure out, speaking of spider, we thought we saw a brown recluse the other night in the yard, but then we went on Google and they're like, they don't exist in Southern California. Mm-hmm. I was reading some forum and one guy is my favorite thing. My favorite thing is just watching anonymous fights sometimes. And a doctor, an entomologist, a specialist or whatever, or an invertebrate zoologist, whatever studies spiders. The guy goes, hey man, there's no brown recluses in Southern California. There's a Chilean recluse, there's just no brown recluses. And then one guy just right under it goes, hey, fuck you. I was bit in Woodland Hills. That just made me laugh so hard. Hey, fuck you. So we don't know if there are actually brown recluses here or not. I'm sure people will now chime in and be like, no, I was bit by. But people are also idiots and have no idea. Like I'm sure people go in and go, is this a brown recluse bite? And the doctor goes, that's a gunshot wound. You were shot. They're like, oh. But we walked out of the spider room and we went to puppy adoption because I said maybe I'll get a puppy,
An animal shelter. Yeah.
an animal shelter.
Yeah.
Which I got to be honest, and this is a little controversial here, and I don't. I know that it's to help them, and I want everyone to get help, but it is not a real fun way to get a fucking dog, is it? Can we be honest? These dogs are homeless. They're like 4 years old. They're not puppies. The people that are showing you the dogs also look like they need a fair amount of help. I mean, it's just bad. And you sit there and they bring the dog out, and it's very sad because they brought out a husky, and the husky's family returned him because he was getting territorial with a baby. And they didn't have the time. You know, people in LA are so goddamn selfish. They didn't have the time to throw a Frisbee with the poor husky, so they brought him back. It's fucking tragic. Yeah. Isn't it really sad?
It's very sad.
And then they brought out a shepherd before the husky. And
Beautiful
again,
dog.
they're beautiful dogs, but they're aloof. Mm-hmm. And you could tell they've been through it a little.
Yeah.
They've been through it a little. You know? I tend to think of Lady and the Tramp. Mm-hmm. You know, where they come out of like a nice box and they pop out on Christmas morning. You know, they bring out these like damaged, skittish dogs. And I immediately try to be a little funny, which they don't like humor. They hate humor, these people. She goes, what are the important qualities of a dog? And I said, one that can swallow the most cocaine. That's funny. What's wrong with her? This woman gives me a look. I said, I'm kidding. I'm a comedian. She goes, oh, like, I'm just joking. But I don't have the time to devote to a puppy, and it's sad. And because here's the thing about me. I know, this is why I can't adopt anything. I will bring it back. Like, I'm the guy that brings it right back. I'll bring it right back. First sign of a problem. I mean, literally, the first sign of a problem, I will show up with it. And they know that about me, which is why they make every dog sound horrible. Yeah. Every dog, because they look at me, they go, he's the guy that brings it back. Dude, every dog, they were like, it might kill a baby. I'm like, I didn't even ask that. They just don't want me to adopt it. Because they know, like, the first sign of trouble, I'm like, you're out of here. He's back. They'll be like, you had him for 6 hours. I'm like, the dog went crazy. He got into something. But it's sad that there are so many dogs out there and they're not cared for. But I can't take on the responsibility of having a dog unless I have the time. And I'm going to travel a lot coming up. We have new dates on the road all over the place. We're in Pennsylvania and Baltimore, Maryland, and we are in Chicago, and we're in Austin, and we're in a bunch of other places. And the dates are on the website, and the website's getting redone, so we're putting stuff up little by little. We're trying to get everything out there. But we're going to be on the road, so I don't have the time to really deal with a dog. Right. I don't have the time to really devote myself to an animal. And I got to be honest with you, this is going to sound horrible, and I hate admitting this. I want a purebred puppy who's very cute and very happy. Do you see what I mean? Is that controversial to say?
No, some people just get mad if then you went to like a puppy mill or something like that.
What is a puppy mill?
You know, where they make the dogs, you know, the dogs die, they're all inbred. It's not good. It's really not good.
So you go to a breeder.
Yeah. They're breeding dogs. They're using them to make money off of them. But a lot of time the living conditions aren't that good, and there's so many dogs that need homes anyway. Like, and purebred dogs that need homes.
You're against the purebred. You think people should just get rescues.
Probably.
But they're losers, the rescues. I mean, let's be very honest.
Well,
and you don't want them around your children because many of them will attack your children.
That's true. This is true. If they were beaten and they were homeless and, you know, then yeah, no good.
I think they should make up lies about where the dogs were because the woman was like, we don't know where this dog came from. I'm like, just make it up. Just make up a lie about where it came from that makes me want to adopt this dog.
Right.
But I want a purebred puppy that's from a breeder who's,
I get it. I totally get it. They have a lot of problems. They don't live very long.
the purebred.
Yeah.
Perfect. That probably describes me. I want a dog that I can have fun with for a few years, and then, I mean, how long is your three-legged? Do you have a three-legged dog? How old is it?
Emma is 9 now. Yeah, she's old.
Isn't that insane?
Yeah, I think she'll live till she's like 13.
But that's absurd.
Yeah.
To me, I get a purebred St. Bernard, 8 years. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to, I just really want a dog, but I don't want to really take care of it, and I don't want one of these mixed breed, homeless baby killers, which is rescue dogs, I believe, are homeless baby killers of uncertain origin. And I'm just wondering why you'd bring that into your home.
I don't know. I know adoptions are way up during COVID, so that's been good. Less animals going to kill shelters. That's good.
What is the kill shelter? I find this interesting.
I believe there's a certain amount of time the dog can be in one of these shelters before then it just gets executed. So if no one wants it after a certain amount of time, they got to make room for more, and then it's just gone.
It's a dark job.
Yeah.
Working in a dog kill shelter.
Yeah.
Who does that? God, that's tough.
That is tough.
That's a tough job.
Yeah.
I still don't want the rescues in my home. Even though it is a tough job, I still think that. Is it, should we, and I'm not trying, again, should we maybe outlaw rescuing dogs? Because it's too much of a risk. Do you know what I mean?
In terms of it killing people and babies
Well,
and
yeah,
stuff?
and just not looking good and everything. Should we maybe not allow people to adopt? Should they go right to the kill shelter? I'm asking questions. I don't really know. You're more of a dog person. I love dogs, but I just want to understand the way this is all supposed to work.
So if your dog gets lost and animal control gets it, it should just go right to the kill shelter, essentially.
Well, I mean, lost is interesting. I mean, it has information on it. It can be returned.
If it has a chip in it, they scan it.
Well, but it does have does it have a collar where it says it's going?
Yeah.
Okay, so why would they do? You don't need to put that dog in a kill shelter. You can return it to its owner.
Yeah. Animal control takes it to an animal shelter and then calls you and says you have to pick it up and then you have to pay money to get it out. I've done that before.
Okay, well then that dog clearly doesn't have to go to a kill shelter.
Right. But any dog that gets lost without a collar or a chip should go to the kill shelter, is what you're saying.
I'm saying this. This is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think dogs that haven't made the right choices should have to take responsibility. I'm saying when you're rescuing a dog, you're adopting a homeless, mentally ill baby killer, and you're bringing it into your home. When you go to a breeder and you get a purebred animal, you're getting a dog has a lineage. Maybe their mother or father was a show dog, and you spend money. You spend thousands of dollars. And when you spend thousands of dollars on something, it's better. And you take it more seriously. Right?
Yeah, that's a good point.
So I think the problem is the animal shelters are actually the problem because they allow the reason that you have homeless dogs is because you have animal shelters. Do you understand let's walk this out. Homeless. This is where I don't see a flaw here. I really don't. You got this whole thriving business of people selling homeless pets. Mm-hmm. They're slinging homeless dog. Go with me on this, folks. Okay. They got these people in the shelters slinging these drug mules that they find wandering around parking lots, shut it down. Shut it down, yes or yes. Shut it down. Have the only people that should get dogs are people that can afford to pay thousands of dollars to a breeder for a purebred. And yes, it has health problems, but that's also good to assess how serious you are about owning a dog. Because yes, you're going to get a purebred dog and you're going to have to take it to the hospital all the time. And that means you're serious about owning a dog. If you go adopt a homeless baby killer from one of these, one of these fucking animal shelters, you're like, okay, I just have this. And then what? It's going to become a mutt again.
Yeah, true.
I just am against rescuing dogs. I've always been against it. I don't know why that's a controversial position. It seems like it is propping up a system that is really terrible for both the animals and the people. Why are all these stray dogs around? Why? Because of the homeless dog shelter that makes money. They get money from the state, these people.
Yeah, it's true.
The Humane Society, they get money from the state. And cats, I'm including cats. Cats should never be. Cats should survive on the streets.
Yeah.
They should never be taken into a shelter.
Agreed.
Cats are capable. They were gods. Cats were gods at one time in Egypt. True. And now they're taken into these shelters. It's not right. I don't think it's right. I think if you want a dog, you should take it seriously and not rescue a dog, and go to a breeder and deal with a breeder. If you actually take it seriously, I believe if you rescue a dog, it says something negative about you. You have a God complex. You're trying to fuck it. You may be trying to fuck the animal. Is that what you're trying to do?
Supposedly, a lot of people are.
You said that. You say that a lot of people are trying to fuck lizards now?
What?
How do you
snakes.
find these things? You said people are trying to fuck anacondas.
Snakes, yeah. There was a video that went viral on Twitter a couple years ago of a guy going at it with a snake in the egg hole. Like just holding it up like that.
Be honest, was it hot?
No, it was strange. It was bizarre. But you can't look away. If it's a 10-second thing, you watch it, you know. There's one on Twitter of a guy having sex with a fish too, like a carp. That went kind of viral.
How often do you watch people have sex with animals?
I mean, those are really like the two times.
So you've
I've
watched
stumbled upon. Yeah.
Can we play them on the show?
No, we can't.
Why?
We get thrown off YouTube.
For playing a man having sex with a carp?
It's bestiality.
Indeed. Interesting. That does seem like we would be removed. But how funny would it be removed? Like you're just in a room of canceled people, and they're like, "How did you get deplatformed?" Some guy's like, "Hey man, I just tweeted a lot of QAnon shit." Another guy's like, I just was retweeting all these crazy accounts or making racist jokes, and I'm like, bestiality, the old-fashioned way, watching a guy fuck a snake. Yeah. But it fascinates you when people have sex with things they're not supposed to.
Yeah, it is interesting.
It's odd. Something went wrong in that guy's head.
Yeah. Wires got crossed. Something happened.
But do you not understand that those are the type of people that are rescuing dogs? Those people.
It's kind of true.
Absolutely is true.
Yeah.
All the people that work in the shelter were sick people. Let's be very honest. I kid a lot about this. I kid around a lot here because I'm a comedian, but I'm not kidding around about this. I think if you rescue a dog, you are engaging in bestiality. What is the name for somebody who engages in bestiality?
Let me see.
See if there's a singular.
What
is the name for somebody that
someone who engages
in bestiality?
Let's see. Now we're on Reddit, so God help us. Oh, zoophile.
Zoophile. Yeah, you're a zoophile. What a horrible lesson to teach your children, taking them to a homeless shelter to adopt some mutt. What a horrible lesson to teach your children, to say, we're going to go to the shelter and pick up some dirty rat to bring home. What a beautiful lesson to go to a breeder, see a bunch of puppies in a field and say, I'm spending a lot of fucking money for this dog. You better fucking knock it out of the park. With the homeless shelter, the animal shelters, it's easy come, easy go. Easy come, easy go.
Yeah.
That's why they bring these things back, because it's easy come, easy go. Dogs should cost thousands of dollars. They should. Get mad at me if you want, but if you have a dog and you're young, you're not serious about succeeding it. If you really want to succeed and you have a very difficult career and you have a dog and you've adopted a dog, I know you're not serious about succeeding. Truth. It's the reality. I know people that are sweet people, but they go, I have a dog. And it depends on what your career is, but if you really want to light the world on fire, you're really trying to do well, and you have decided that it's more important to have a dog, you're letting things get in your way. You're letting things get in your way, which is fine, but just admit that to yourself. So many people I talk to, like, man, I want to do this, I want to do that, but then they have a dog, and I'm like, dude, you have a dog? That's crazy. You weigh yourself down with things like that, and it just shows that you don't have you don't understand that time is so valuable. That's the problem. You just can't be, So I had 6 dogs before I did the Joe Rogan show. And I afterwards it went well, and I took them all to a kill shelter. 4 of them went to a kill shelter. 2 of them I drowned in the bathtub myself, just because I then started selling tickets and I needed to. You understand? I mean,